Yo, what's happening everybody, and welcome back to some Minecraft. Guys, I got a new PB here. I was actually just recording off stream. It's about 10 PM here, I'm just chilling, dude. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to stream again because I just want to kind of play and mess about. But I got myself a new PB here. I want to kind of talk you guys through this. This is a godly overworld, by the way. My entry time in this run was like 3 minutes and something like that. So whenever like I'm going for PBs again, I'll see this 3-minute entry. And my overworld's going to be red constantly, which is going to be quite annoying. Pretty decent nether as well, but I basically just want to watch it back for myself, kind of analyse my own gameplay, and yeah, see what I could have done better. Wooden axe. I think I spotted the shipwreck already. I'm pretty sure I did already. Fuck you. Yeah, there's me saying fuck you because, you know, it got stuck or something. Man, this was such a free entry, dude. This was like literally a free entry. My crafting is absolute poop. I think like once I play for another month or two, I'll get a lot better at crafting. But this is the freest entry ever. I'm like, oh, I see this ravine. I'm like, oh. So yeah, here we go. I'm off to the shipwreck. Yeah, there's the shipwreck I spotted off spawn. So it's like the freest entry you've ever seen in your life. I'm pretty sure I spotted another ravine here, and I'm like, oof, oof. You know, this was just a god. Yeah, there you go. I spotted another one. Like, this is literally the freest entry to the nether you've ever seen in your entire life. In this box we get, how many iron did I get? 11? I don't know why I'm like not just taking it all at once. We got 10 overall and a diamond, so we can basically make a diamond shovel, an axe. This is where I'm like throwing. I don't know what I'm thinking here. I should have just went into the other door, or I should have put a door down outside or something. But we got there. We've got 10 iron. Basically, like, in these shipwrecks, if you get 7, that's enough for a bucket, an iron pickaxe, and a flint and steel. If you get 11, that's enough for all of your tools, basically. And, of course, everything you need to get into the nether. So at this point, I'm basically set. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I start, like, messing around with these doors and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god. I literally said, oh my god. So much free food, dude. I didn't take the TNT. Probably should have took the TNT, because I could have just blown it up. But here I am. Basically, you know, getting flint on like this 3rd try. This is just an absolute god overworld. If I was a little bit better at this game, I reckon I could have got into the overworld in about 3 minutes, honestly. Like 3 minutes flat. But I think it ended up being like 3 minutes 30 or something like that. And yeah, man, we're looking for this ravine, looking for a good spot to hop in. I think I've seen a good couple of formations here. There's one on the left. But yeah, we're basically looking for this kind of L shape here. With, you know, obsidian on either side, and we're basically vibing and good to go. But yeah, man, super happy to get this PB. I kind of was just curious, like, if I just grinded off stream, would I actually be better at this game? It's actually kind of a trash ravine, but these are fine. Like, all you actually have to do is just basically do them like normal. You know, take the 2 from the front, 2 from the back. Just take this down, place the block. I was like, do I have to take the water out? And then I realized, no, I don't have to. And then you basically just dig these 2 blocks out from the bottom. I don't know why I was waiting. Like, these kind of still confuse me. This is why I'm saying, like, if I get a little bit better, I can probably do this a little bit faster. I'm struggling to get a bit of lava here, but we just basically need to put 2 lava sources down here. I'm gonna block that back up, and yeah, basically, boom boom. And obviously empty this out, try to get some lava for later. It was actually kind of getting dicey here. It was kind of hard for me to grab lava. It's like flowing in and stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, stop. So I had to put down this extra block. I'm like, stop, I'm good. Just let me go to the nether. So yeah, we've got like a 3-minute 40 entry. I think we probably could get that down to like 3 minutes flat, but it's honestly not the biggest thing. Like, the overworld's not that important. Spawn in, you know, just as per usual, I get basalt. I think if you guys watch my stream, you know that basalt, it just sticks to me like glue. But we still managed to PB the seed. I think the seed maybe could have been a sub 30. It definitely could have been. There was a couple of things later on that kind of screwed me. And here I am, just wall hacking. This is a new technique called microlensing. If you guys have a look in the top left where it says integrated server, CEF, you'll see on E, that means entities. The first one is entities within your FOV, and the second one is the overall amount of entities that have spawned within your render distance. I thought 116 is quite a lot. Seen a bit of a spike there, seen a bit of a spike there. You know, 20 is not that good. Like, most people who do this, you know, get like spikes of like 30 and 40. I'm not sure what it is, like if it's my SSD or anything, or you know, why my entities don't spike up that high. But I kind of just trusted it. I've seen a decent amount of entities this way. And yeah, basically, I'm just hoping there's a bastion over here, which of course, you know, since you're watching this, there obviously was a bastion over this way. I'm not sure if that was actually what I was microlensing though, so I might have just got lucky here. But that's basically, if you guys see people looking at that, you know, just keep an eye out for the E number. You know, in this game, E numbers are good. I mean, apparently E numbers are bad in real life, but in Minecraft, E numbers are good. But yeah, seeing the two spikes, there's one off to the right, which would have put me into, like, the basalt. So I was thinking, like, yeah, on the right it's probably striders. I wanted to have a quick look to see if there was anything just kind of chilling. And at this point I'm like, damn, you know what, I probably just scanned the forest. Because in the forest, obviously, you get piglins, hoglins, zombie pigmen. You know, the forests are one of the most populated areas. You know, I'm just, you know, showing some good principle here, taking some mushrooms. Even though I don't really need them, like, I've got a ton of food. And I end up getting more food later on anyway. But yeah, eventually we're going to find this bastion here. You know, I'm trying to stay away from these guys. I'm kind of hugging these pigmen, just so these piglins don't get a little bit too aggro. Here's Darl Dix, and I'm like, yo! Yeah, I was like, how the fuck was that fake? I was like, how did I get a fake lava bucket there? But yeah, man, I've been grinding this game quite a lot lately. I've been absolutely loving this. Like, thank you everybody who does support the Minecraft streams. I know Minecraft's not really what you guys subscribe for, or it's not everybody's cup of tea anyway. But speedrunning Minecraft for me has just been an absolute ton of fun. The thing I like so much about this game is there's so many little pieces of meta. There's so many little things to learn, so many things to improve on. I feel like this game more or less completely relies on your own skill. Of course there is a lot of RNG, you know, with spawning and stuff like that. You know, if you spawn beside a bastion in a fortress, it's a godseed. And I actually kind of think I've done pretty well here. You know, all things considered, like, you know, I had to travel a decent distance to go to this bastion. The fortress was close to the bastion though, that's kind of what saved the run. But I had to go a decent distance. I think also that really early entry time really saved the run as well. Like, you know, if it was one of my normal, you know, like a 3 minute 42 entries, 2 minutes 30 faster than my PB. If it was like a PB level entry, you know, I might not have actually got a new PB in the seed. So that fast entry really made a huge difference. And obviously, like, that's why I've started grinding ocean strats, because it is just way better. I'm just lava bucketing this guy. Because I realised, like, I have 9 food, I've got some carrots as well. You know, obviously, once I go to a bastion, I probably could invest some gold. But you never know what sort of bastion you're going to get. Like, the run before this, when I was just kind of practicing off stream, I was in treasure. And I had a bunch of carrots, and, like, treasure's just dog. Like, the front section was kind of covered in netherrack, so I couldn't even get the 2 blocks on the bridge in treasure. So you're not always guaranteed. So it's always good to kill a hoglin or 2. So I'm being pretty disciplined on food. Like, I've got pork chops, I've got zombie meat, I've got everything. I've honestly got too much food, I would say, like, for this run, you know, all in all. I think I actually do end up needing it later. Like, it's obviously nice to have food because you can pearl around and stuff like that. I think I maybe didn't realise that I had this much food because, you know, I maybe made a few mistakes later on. You know, spoilers, made a few mistakes later on that, you know, I didn't really need food. But yeah, anyway, I'm just kind of vibing around. At this stage, I'm just sort of thinking, like, dude, is there even a bastion over here? You know, I'm just gonna keep looking anyway. I'm on really good pace here still. I'm like 8 minutes in. I'm just, you know, I'm full sending a direction here, so I'm on pretty decent pace. I might as well just keep looking. You know, I've seen all these piglins. I'm like, yo, there's like 4. Yo, there's a bastion. Okay, so it actually kind of did work out. I'm not sure if that's exactly where I was scanning, but there definitely was a little bit of a spike. I think for that scanning method, it really does depend on your PC. Now, this is where I'm like, yo, what sort of bastion is this? It looks like hoglins. Is this one of those big ramparts at the top? So I kind of had a look here. There's like this new strat. This is just a single chest. I was being very stupid here, actually. You know, watching it back, I realized, like, yo, this is just a single chest rampart. It's not one of the top triple chest ones. But I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know, what's the vibe? Can I get up to the top? I think I go up here and, like, kind of dig in for a little minute. But we enter this bastion, I guess, what, like, 8 minutes 45 or 8 minutes 30 or something. We'll see how long it takes me to get out of here. Hoglins is not the easiest bastion. Man, this is so stupid. And you know what? I actually come back up later to do this again. I'm like, yo, what is this? I think out of all of the bastions, Hoglins is probably my least optimized bastion. I've gotten pretty good at treasure. Like, treasure's piss easy. You just have to get, you know, have to get lucky with the amount of gold you get. There's a really good route for treasure that I learned from Rainex, who is still the world record holder. I just learned it from his speedrun. he basically digs the gap in between the chest rooms and piles them all in the middle. It like breaks the gold block and everybody just comes piling into a hole. For Hoglins, you know, there's so many different ways to play it. Here's me checking for the gaps, by the way. If you hit this wall and it just goes straight through, it means it's a bad gap. And if there is, you know, like this, a couple of blocks to break through, this means you're in good gap. So I'm vibing here. I'm like, okay, we're like 10 minutes in here. I'm in a bastion. I'm doing this classic way. There is a new and improved way of doing Hoglins, but Hoglins, you kind of just have to YOLO it. Like, you know, there's no precise method for doing Hoglins every single time. It really just depends. So I'm just like, you know what, I'll just do this. Usually the thing I hate about this method is there's maybe like 3 piglins upstairs, and there might be 1 or 2 kind of running around in the hallways. I end up getting like 3 here, 4, you know, which is decent. I'm like, you know what, that's actually not bad. So I kind of was thinking, like, I'll dig down, grab this gold. I still need to kind of like memorize exactly where all the blocks spawn here. So like my Hoglins gameplay is just absolute dog shit, to be honest. But I'm getting better. Like, I just need to kind of watch more videos and practice it, honestly. I think of all of the bastions, here I am just digging through this wall. I'm like, yeah, there's probably nothing there. Go back up, see pearls already, see a little bit of obsidian. And at this point I'm like, oh yo, watch this, watch this. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, oh shit, where's my gold blocks? Fuck. Please give them back, please give lucky enough, got them back. So yeah, at this point I'm like, yeah, let's just throw all this shit in here. I wanted to keep some, so I could basically go up top and do chests or whatever. Then I kind of just realized, like, dude, like, I've got so much of that traded already. Oh shit, there's my gold. Oh no, my gold. I need to go get my gold. Make some steps here, build it back. Oh my god. Yeah, so, yeah, my Bastion gameplay, it's not the greatest. Like, we're already about 3 minutes in here, I think. I think I was here, like, what did I say, like 8:45? It's 11:45 already. I mean, we've got 10 pearls, we've got 3 obsidian, which is, yeah, I'm, like, throwing string down here. I'm just being an absolute clown. You know, what I decided to do here was try and be a little bit better with my inventory, because I usually end up with a complete mess coming out of a bastion. So I wanted to try and manage my inventory as they were trading. So that was kind of the thought process here, but obviously I'm just misclicking everything, getting a little bit nervous. I'm on 18 pearls here, which is vibing. I've got, how much string is that? Like 46, I guess? 46 string. I was kind of hoping for fire res here, basically. I see one on the left there, 4 obsidian. So yeah, I haven't really quite finished it. 4 obsidian's pretty trash, and that's all of the gold traded right there. So I think it was definitely the right play just to kind of wait here and just do inventory while they were kind of pissing around. And yeah, I'm out. I'm just out. I'm like, okay, I gotta go check some chests, see what I can get here. Head up to the top. You know, sometimes I get this confused with housing. I'm like, yo, where's the other stairway? So that's kind of what I mean. Like, I run back around here and I'm like, huh? You know, Hoglins, it's definitely the most confusing bastion, but I think once I get it, I'll be vibing. And then I sort of remembered, oh no, it's not there, because sometimes there's a lantern there, I think, and you can dig up and there's a chest. But then I seen the 2 tiles here, and then I kind of realized you can just dig out of here. So that's basically what I'm doing. Pretty much like my knowledge of this particular bastion is kind of hazy in a lot of areas. But I did remember that that's, you know, how to get back onto that stairway, so... Now I'm just like, yeah, what's the vibe? Is there actually gold in there? I'm like, yo, is there actually a triple chest up here? I need more obsidian. So I'll go up here for another stab at this, dude. You know, I think pretty much if I get my Bastion gameplay down by a minute at the very least, or a minute or 2, you know, that's gonna really help me get sub 30s. And I'm like, oh, I broke through to some piglins. And I'm like, oh yeah, these are the 2 guys from earlier. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this Bastion. I need to go check some of the other chests. There's 3 ramparts here. I need to just go. Just get out. Just get out. I've got a full inventory. I just need to get out and do something. So, yeah, I'm just kind of chilling here. I'm like, yeah, let's check all these other ones. I could have went down for the chests, but I wanted to check these top ramparts here. This is really lucky. Watch this. Boom. Literally all of the obsidian. I've got exactly 10. At this point, I'm like, yes, let's, you know, dump a few, bits and pieces in the chest. Don't want to be running about with a full inventory. I think, like, this is one thing I'm kind of proud of, you know, in this run. I definitely done some inventory management a little bit better. And, yeah, I think that's kind of key, like, because when you're trying to make beds and you've got a full inventory, it's just a complete mess, dude. So, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, let's just throw that gold down. I'll, have a look around. So, as you can see, I am minus 372. So, the most obvious place to go is negative Z, because it's only 80 blocks away. And that does give me another chance for another structure. I'm like, yeah, no more fire res. The only thing I wasn't really happy about was only one fire res. I wanted to kind of pearl around. It doesn't end up mattering here too much. I'm just kind of, you know, jumping off ledges here. I think I definitely just get a little bit too panicky, you know, watching this back. I just kind of start panicking a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, I'm on good pace, 15 minutes. If I get a fortress here, and then I see the fortress. Oh! Almost choked. Almost choked. IRL. I see this fortress and I'm like, yes, yes, this is actually it. This is actually it. It was kind of lucky. It's like one of those ones where it's like, I done well to get into this position because I had to travel pretty far for the bastion, but then once I finished with the bastion, I'm lucky to have actually seen this right here. So yeah, pretty decent, honestly. Now, the only big problem that I've got here is blind travel. As you guys seen maybe before, my X was on like 400, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of traveling once I get out of here. I obviously see the spawner. It's kind of a bit of a messy bastion, messy fortress. I kind of have to clean up this lava a little bit. Again, I'm just kind of super nervous at this point. Yeah, I'm like overflowing it on myself. I'm like, what am I doing? Just run around. Just get out of here, dude. Yeah, so one guy spawned up. I'm not sure if he was from the spawner. But yeah, just take our business on this guy. I knew it would probably drop the rod, but pretty easy to get down there. Got a nice little spawn, triple spawn right here. Just got myself out of the road, got my fire res on. That's 2 for 0, 1 for free, and 2 for 4. So I actually do get decent rates here. At this point I'm like, okay, let's make this, see how many beds we can get. 14, which I believe is, okay, 20. I think that's 6 beds I ended up with, yeah, 6 beds. Which is pretty decent, I think. I was having a look and like, yeah, what else can I get rid of? Nether gate. Yeah, I like this sort of play for myself. That's the kind of nice thing about doing Bastion first. I love doing Bastion first because you can sort out inventory and make stuff while they're spawning up. So like, you're not wasting a ton of time by just being here. I should have really chiseled this out first before doing that, so probably in the future I'll just chisel out the fucking chisel out the spawner, make sure they can spawn up, and you know, obviously do inventory and crafting later. But yeah, man, like I said, I've been grinding this game a lot. It's really cool. Like, there's a lot of stuff to learn. You know, I'm sure maybe you guys have learned something already just from me explaining my thought process and everything. Got another triple spawn here, or was that a quadruple spawn? It was. So I'm actually getting good spawn rates here. I think honestly spawn rates are just as important as blaze rates. And at this stage I'm like, fuck dude, I was like 0 for free in that spawner there. Finally got one, so I'm pretty much, I think, is it like 4 for 9? It's probably like 5 for 10 right now. So I'm getting like decent rates at the moment. I'm pretty much trying to organize inventory. I have a look and I see like all this crying obsidian and you know, why not? I could just, yeah, like make some glowstone, make a couple of these bad boys, which ends up coming in clutch. You guys will see at the end what happens with the 1 cycle, but these respawn anchors come in super clutch. It's a really good thing that I got all of that glowstone and decided to go for it. But yeah, we're just vibing. I've only got a minute left on my res, so I'm kind of getting a little bit worried about that, but we got our 6th rod and our 7th rod. Very, very lucky there. I think overall I went probably like 7 for 12, so I'm looking at my chords, minus 500x, minus 70. I need to go positive x ASAP, because if I blind travel from here, you know, God only knows where I'm actually going to end up. It's a really bad blind travel. It would be putting me into the 2nd ring, which, you know, I've been making this mistake quite a lot, and this is something that I've improved on in this run in particular. Actually taking the time to travel to decent coordinates to blind travel, because, you know, it's basically like a multiplier. I love it myself. I love it myself there. I was like, yo, what's my fire res at? So this is kind of what I mean. I'm just kind of panicking. I'm like, yo, what am I doing? Come on. I seen that there wasn't long left on my res, so I'm like, oh shit, 8 seconds. Oh my God. It actually didn't punish me for it though. But yeah, basically, the thing that I have been doing really stupidly, and probably what's cost me a sub 30 already at this point, is not traveling for good coordinates. You know, I'll be like, oh my God, I killed all the blazes, let's just make a portal right here and go. Which, you know, is bad for a couple of reasons. One, the blazes can fucking hit you and shit, and like you're gonna get whacked by willer skeletons and everything. And secondly, most importantly, you're gonna be traveling into the middle of nowhere. It's just literally, rolling a dice, basically, if you just blind travel anywhere. So I'm looking at my coordinates. I'm thinking I'll try to get down to like 200x and near enough 0z. I have a look here and I'm like, yo, this terrain is pretty bad. So I'm just gonna kind of make it here. You know, obviously if I could have traveled a little bit further, more quickly, you know, I would have traveled a little bit more here for sure. But it didn't end up being too bad. Obviously I've got a new PB from it, so it couldn't have been too bad. But we're gonna be leaving the nether here a little bit over 20 minutes. Alright, so we're leaving the nether at 20 minutes and like 17 seconds. So yeah, basically just get out of there, I'm making my things, I'm making my my ender eyes. And yeah, I throw it, it goes towards the ocean. I'm like, God, please. My coordinates are minus 2420x, which is not that great. The first ring, I believe, is like between 14 and 1800x. Or like 14 to 1800 blocks from spawn. The good thing is I'm minus, I think it's just decent enough. Honestly, this is one of the things like where my knowledge is hazy. That I really should know, like, you should be able to know the distance automatically that you are from the stronghold rings. You know, if you're blind travel. You know, that was probably why I needed to go a little bit further. We've got some dolphins here as well, which is, you know, good vibes. But I'll hop back in this boat. But yeah, I see desert, which, you know, it's a nice change of pace. If you guys have been watching for a while, you know that every single stronghold that I ever get in my entire life is in a forest or a jungle. And my stronghold itself is absolute dog poop most of the time. But you guys will see how the stronghold is in a minute here. Well, not a minute. It won't be a minute. It'll be a little bit longer than a minute. Spoilers, a little bit longer than a minute here. But yeah, I just think if I actually did travel a little bit further, like it might have been worth my while pearling down there, honestly. I think pearling would have been the play. Just to get a better blind travel, because the blind travel is decent, but I think this is a decent enough play. Because basically I run out of bread there, and there's no way that I could pearl. So I'm like, hey, you know, I'll just do this. Pearl over to the bread, grab the bread, and that way I can actually pearl on. If I had have just kept going the way I was going, there was no way I would have been able to pearl whatsoever. So it's probably a really good thing that I got this bread. I still had the zombie food. I'm like, yo, I'll grab this extra bed, which again comes in clutch. It was just right there, so I thought I might as well. I'm not going to go in looting the village, you know, 22 minutes into the run. But I think grabbing this bread was definitely a good play. I think you can see like some potatoes in my inventory and some rotten zombie flesh. I just wanted to check the direction there as well. Minus 123.6, which I don't think is too bad. So I decided here I've got 2 pearls. This is kind of a mistake actually. I should have saved one of these for my perching, but obviously I just like had this bright idea like, hey, what I'm gonna do is pearl over here, and then I'll pearl over here, and that'll make up for the time loss because I have food now, which is kind of the correct thinking, but it doesn't really work that way, unfortunately. But yeah, we're basically vibing. We're just trying to get to the stronghold. Again, I'm just kind of having a look at my inventory. I'm like, yeah, what have I got? What have I got? Can I get rid of anything real quick? Yeah, but this is pretty much what we're going to be doing. But yeah, like I said, man, thanks everybody who's been supporting the Minecraft streams. I got, like I said, about 31 minutes in this run. And yo, as you see, I'm like, oh my god, it's actually, I've already passed it. This one broke. So I'm like, oh, I'm actually really close. This was actually a really good blind travel. Like, this blind travel was insanely good. This run should have been a sub 30. But, I mean, you guys are going to see why it's not. It's just absolute piss. So I'm like, okay, I'll go back a little bit here. It's back this way again. Kind of measure the angle a little bit. I'm sort of going back towards the blocks that I was at already. I decided to turn on these. So basically the ender eyes go towards 8-8, which is the center of the chunk. These are chunks that you guys can see right now. So I kind of thought, is this the chunk right here? That's why I wanted to go and throw it one more time, just to see if it would go back to that chunk. So I was pretty certain at this point, like this is going right to the center of the chunk. If you're in the chunk, it'll just slide in. So I'm looking here for, if you look at chunks on the left hand side under block, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6 will get you into the staircase, which is pretty much the most optimized way of looking for the portal room. So we're taking down in 24 minutes. This definitely should have been a sub 30, dude. But, you know, you guys know what's about to happen here. Like, if you guys have watched my stream, I never get a fucking good stronghold. I'll try to explain to you guys my my thought process here. Maybe it wasn't good. But yeah, strongholds always go to the middle. nothing in the middle, so I'm like, oh, okay. So I'll go to the right here. I don't know if there's any difference between right and left, honestly. I'll go to the right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms right here. I see this spiral staircase and this mess down here, which generally is not a good thing. I wanted to go check this 4-way just in case, but it was kind of very, very messy here. Ton of creepers, ton of skeletons. Dude, why do I always get these strongholds with like tons of skeletons, tons of creepers? I hop back onto this block, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. So I'm pretty sure it's not that way. I think I probably do kind of make a mistake in routing this, because like this way is pretty much like the only way that it really can be. I'm actually trying to remember where it is, dude. Where is it? I'm getting frustrated. Like, look where this is leading me to. It's just a dog shit stronghold as always, dude. It's just not simple. It can never be easy. If I had a normal stronghold, this is definitely a sub 30, like 100%. But now I'm just like, oh, do I have to dig through walls? Do I have to go back down there again? We've got this random ass little thing right here. Dude, it's just so bad. It's just another stronghold. It's just terrible again. So I get this new 4-way. Those steps are usually a good indication. To the left, I was like, yeah, I'll check those. I'll just check this quickly and then go down these steps. These are usually a good indication of the portal ruin. I'm like, oh yeah, nice, just a random water. I get stuck in this. I'm like, oh my god, dude, getting apt. I'm furious at this point. Like inside,
oh, get out.
Yeah, you can hear me. Like I'm actually furious at this point. I can see this button stuck in the wall. I'm like, oh, is it in here? I see another 4-way that's all blocked up. Like honestly, the blind travel was really good. The bastion was maybe below average or average. The fortress was really good, and the stronghold, I don't know why I checked that chest. I think I wanted an extra pearl. The fortress, the stronghold was absolute piss. Like this is just dreadful. Like where would you guys go? I've pretty much checked all of the free directions from the starter staircase.
Come on, man.
It's usually between, I think, 5 and 8 rooms from the starter staircase. I'm checking this again to make sure it is the starter, because this just does not make any sense. I'm checking for hidden rooms now. I'm like, this just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This really just doesn't make any sense. Checking for all of the hidden rooms. Like it doesn't actually look like there's hidden rooms. There's certain like block formations that can be on the wall. For example, if there's like a plain cobblestone wall on the left side, as soon as you walk out there, that means there could be a hidden room up at the top right. And if there's, you know, it's basically vice versa on the other side as well. So yeah, my thing's gonna be down here in this absolute mess. But, you know, this is pretty much like the only place it can really be. So I more or less just have to kind of run about here and try to work something out. Man, honestly, watching this back actually makes me so annoyed, because I actually have put a little bit of study into these. Like, I'm just kind of randomly digging through walls right now. I'm like, where am I supposed to go? I have actually put a little bit of time into, you know, researching how these form, and like, I've just got so unlucky with these. But yeah, we're on 28 minutes now. Finally found the portal room. Probably could have got to that easier. I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna block in here. I'm not getting hit by silverfish. That's the last thing I need. And this is where I needed a pearl. Again, if I get a pearl here, I probably could have sub-30'd as well. But it's just the fact that I have to, you know, bridge across here. Definitely, this part of the run and the stronghold is pretty much what killed the sub-30. But yeah, anyway, let's see what happens here. We're about to go kill the Dargon. We're about to go kill the Dargon. We've got, I think, 7 beds and 2 respawn anchors. So, I want to explain to you guys a little bit about dragon perching. I'm not sure if you guys would know about this or even care, but maybe it's something, like, even if you guys are watching this, it might be interesting for you guys to know this. So pretty much, there are like 2 main methods of trying to get the dragon to perch. You can either go east, west, or north, south. So you either spawn in on the east side of the fountain, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm just going to call it the fountain, that middle part. You either spawn on the east or west side of it, and pretty much what you would do is, you know, do this. Place your, I didn't have enough crying obsidian and stuff. I'm placing the anchors here as well. So I need to use cobblestone for the bottom one. But yeah, you would normally just place that one thing. In my case, I'm placing anchors So I'm like, YOLO, just jump on this. You put one of these in. People have asked me what these are for. They're basically just like beds, but they do more damage. So yeah, pretty much you do that, and then just run to the other side and kind of hope that he spirals around the tower, and then go for the perch. If you go north-south, he doesn't do the spiraling around the tower. So it is technically faster most of the time, just to go north-south. So instead of, you know, running in and then running the same direction, you would run in, place the block on the other side, basically like horizontal to where you run in, and then, you know, go either north or south, you know, go to the opposite side of the dragon basically, to try and get the fast perch. So I'm basically just chilling here. I'm like, yo, let's not look at any Enderman. I'll get some blocks in my inventory in case he shoots at me. Pretty much for him to go into the perching phase, he needs to be satisfied with his attack phase. So the attack phase is like one of the first things that he does. If he actually hits you with one of those, it doesn't damage you straight away, but it's just like, whenever it dissipates, it starts hurting you, the dragon magic. So he shoots another one. I'm like, god damn it, dude. So what I decide to do here, I'm doing east-west, and I can see that he is, I guess that's north or south, it's one of the two. I'm like, yo, he's just chilling over there. Let me go like north-south and do it north-south, which I never do and I never practice. I'm like, yo, let's try this. He'll just kind of randomly perch here. Since he's already there, he might just perch. And it actually kind of worked out. He is about to perch here in a second. He's kind of pissing around on this tower. So the kind of more difficult thing about this is, yo, boom, he's just perching. Like, he doesn't give a shit, he just perches whenever he wants when you do this side. I got a decent bit of damage on the second one. Good bed there. Crap bed there. Good bed there. Decent bed there. And the last one. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great, because I'm not really used to doing north-south traveling, north-south perching. I'm pretty sure I stood on the wrong side. But there it is, guys. It ended up being 31 minutes, 36 seconds. I kind of messed it up. I wanted to check my time because I didn't do my splits properly. But 31 minutes and 36 seconds, I count, you know, minus all of the pausing. So probably like, I don't know, 31:20 or something. I just paused it there at 31:52. But yeah, man, I hope you enjoyed. If you guys did, man, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys want to see more Minecraft content. And of course, put on notifications. I'll be streaming this again tomorrow. I'm actually off all next week, so I'm going to be grinding, dude. The sub 30 is very, very close. We beat our last PB by a minute and a half, pretty much. Hopefully we'll do better next time, man. Yo, everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.